Prince Harry looks completely lost. This is a man who once had it all: freedom, fame, fortune, the love of the public, the protection of his family name. Yet somehow, he's managed to lock himself inside his own mental prison. At the beginning, it felt like a fairy tale. The rebellious prince breaking away from the palace rules, choosing love over duty, running off with Meghan Markle into the California sunshine. The world was told it was a love story for the ages, royal traditions smashed apart in the name of true love. But look at today. That so-called love story now looks more like a car crash, and the worst part is we're all forced to watch it happen in slow motion. And standing right there in the wreckage is Harry, smiling, posing, pretending it's all fine, as if the disaster is just some kind of show. Here's the harsh truth people don't want to say out loud. Harry's marriage to Meghan Markle might be the biggest reason his life has fallen apart. This isn't just a fairy tale gone wrong. This is a total derailment. Think about it. Since Harry married Meghan, what good has actually happened to him? Honestly, apart from their 2 children, Archie and Lilibet, who, let's be fair, are innocent blessings, what else in his life has improved? Nothing. Everything that once defined Harry is gone. His career, gone. His bond with his family, broken. His reputation, mocked to death. His peace of mind, nowhere to be found. Look at what he's lost. His Spotify deal blew up in flames, and the way the executives spoke about him, calling him a grifter, wasn't even subtle. His podcast, dead on arrival. Not even Meghan's list of celebrity contacts could keep it alive. Then there's the Netflix deal. Sure, it started with a huge $100 million promise, but now Netflix barely tolerates him. The spotlight has shifted completely. It's all about Meghan now, her solo projects, her documentary ideas, her new lifestyle brand. Notice the pattern? It's all about her. Harry? He's reduced to being a background extra in his own life. And when Harry does try to create something on his own, we get things like his Polo documentary, a show literally called Polo. That's it. No clever title, no spark, just Polo. It was so dull people wondered if the creative team had quit halfway through. Nobody watched it. Honestly, even the horses would have skipped it if they had Netflix. And every time Harry opens his mouth in public, it's either a lawsuit or another sob story. He's piled up more court cases than achievements, and they cost him millions. He loses most of them. And for what? To remind everyone he doesn't feel safe in the UK because he gave up his royal protection. By choice. You can't throw away the job and still demand the perks. The world doesn't work like that. Even the charities he once cared about are falling apart. Centibale, the charity he built in honor of Princess Diana, should have been his anchor, his legacy. Instead, it's drowning in chaos, accused of mismanagement and losing public trust. What should have been his way of honoring his mother is now a PR mess. And while all this is happening, Harry is stuck in his giant Montecito mansion, living a life that looks more humiliating than glamorous. Taking out the trash, carrying groceries, running errands like Meghan's personal assistant. A far cry from the brave soldier prince the world used to admire. And Meghan, through all of this, silence. She's still married to him, sure, but emotionally, it feels like she checked out long ago. She's smart. She knows the marriage still benefits her, the Duchess title, the royal shine without the responsibilities. Staying with Harry keeps her relevant. But in her heart, she's already halfway gone. And Harry? He clings to the idea of true love, even as his world crumbles. But here's the saddest part. Harry isn't Meghan's prisoner. He's trapped by his own pride. Deep down, he knows this marriage isn't working. He knows it. But admitting that would mean admitting he made the biggest mistake of his life. That he burned down his bridges with his family, turned his back on the institution that gave him purpose, and bet everything on a dream that never gave him what he thought it would. Meanwhile, Meghan isn't even trying to hide her strategy anymore. She already has the titles, the platform, the celebrity circle. The one thing she doesn't have yet is serious, independent money. And Harry, he was just her golden ticket into the royal world. Now he's more like set dressing, useful but replaceable. You can see it in the way she treats him in public. Watch closely. She commands the spotlight. Harry trails behind, head down, carrying her bags, her umbrella, her coat. He looks less like her husband and more like her hired help. And the saddest part is, he still believes he's the prince in charge. Even royal experts have stopped sugarcoating it. Ingrid Seward, one of the most respected voices in the royal world, didn't hold back. Meghan is the problem. She's the wall that stands between Harry and peace with his family. William doesn't trust her. Charles is conflicted. Palace insiders have written Harry off. And the British public, they've gone from curious to embarrassed to openly hostile. And it's not just Britain anymore. Even America is losing patience. At first, he was seen as the heroic prince who escaped the stuffy monarchy. But now, people see the contradictions. Preaching about privacy while selling every detail of his life to Netflix. Talking about trauma in a way that feels more like performance than healing. The shine is gone. And maybe the worst loss of all? Harry's spark. The cheeky, fun-loving, brave prince the world loved is gone. What's left is a man sulking in his mansion, weighed down by resentment, bitterness, and regret. And the money? It's slipping away fast. Court battles are draining him of millions. He's suing governments, newspapers, anyone who crosses him, and he keeps losing. His name has become a liability. Investors hesitate, business partners back off quietly. Meanwhile, Meghan is already preparing for her solo chapter. Rumors swirl about her writing a tell-all memoir, launching her lifestyle, rebranding herself with Netflix. Some even whisper she's aiming higher, lining up a billionaire, maybe someone like Rupert Murdoch. It sounds crazy, but with Meghan, it almost makes sense. She's ambitious, calculating, and transactional. Harry opened the gates to the castle, but in her story, he's not the hero. He's just the ex. And that's her pattern. She's done it before. Her ex-husband, dropped. Her father, cut off. Siblings, gone. Even friends who didn't serve her goals, erased, forgotten. Now Harry's next. But here's the real kicker. When it comes to Harry's royal family, the person holding all the power isn't King Charles. It's William, Harry's own brother. William has drawn the hardest line, and that line is Meghan. As long as she's in Harry's life, there's no going back. No peace, no forgiveness. William hasn't forgotten. He hasn't forgotten what Harry wrote in Spare. He hasn't forgotten how Harry humiliated Kate. He hasn't forgotten how Harry painted the family as villains in that Netflix series. Maybe one day forgiveness could exist, but not while Meghan is still part of the picture. And Harry, he still craves connection. It shows every time he speaks. He wants his father's approval. He wants his brother's friendship back. But he also wants to keep the California mansion, the freedom from duty, the perks of royal life without the responsibilities. Life doesn't work like that. At some point, you have to choose, and time isn't on his side. Charles won't be king, forever. His health is already a concern, and when the crown passes to William, Harry's fate is sealed. William won't play the forgiveness game. No late-night reconciliations, no olive branches. When William is king, it's done. And Meghan knows this. That's why she's keeping her options open, staying in the marriage long enough to milk the last drops of royal shine. The titles, the branding, the Duchess image. It all works for her as long as she's tied to Harry. But the moment he becomes more burden than benefit, she'll move on. So here we are, Harry standing at a crossroads. If he wants to save even a shred of dignity, he has to act first. He has to walk away, not out of spite, not for revenge, but to take back control of his own story. Because here's the danger. If Meghan files for divorce first, she controls the narrative. She'll be the survivor. She'll be the woman who escaped a toxic marriage. She'll have her Netflix special, her memoir, her rebrand as the strong woman who carried on. And Harry? He'll be cast as the bitter ex, forgotten, replaced. But if Harry files first, if he decides enough is enough, it flips the script. Suddenly, he's the man who took a stand, the man who saw through the game, the man who said, no more. That one choice could spark a redemption arc the media would love. The public would soften. Even the royals might, just maybe, open a cautious door for him again. Not a full return to royal life. That ship sailed long ago. But maybe a seat at the table, a chance to see his father without tension, maybe even a slow, careful handshake from William. In the royal world, leaving Meghan would be the loudest apology Harry could ever give, and it wouldn't just rebuild some bridges. It could save Harry himself, because right now, he looks broken. The public sees it, the press feeds on it, Even his allies are struggling to defend him. This isn't a marriage anymore. It's a collapse happening in real time. And the longer he waits, the worse it gets. Harry, divorce isn't failure. It's survival, because if he waits too long, the story ends without him. And Meghan, she'll already be halfway into her next chapter, leaving him behind as nothing more than a footnote.